Hi and welcome back. It's me, Sam, from Melbourne, Australia, with another update on my Tricalathon. Stay tuned, I'll be right with you. Hi and welcome back to By Hook or By Needles. My name is Sam, and today is just an update on the Tricalathon. Might have to become a Bi-Calathon because I'm having awful trouble with the where's it gone? I think I literally threw it in the bin. I got so frustrated with it because it was really doing my head in. I think it's a me problem, not a pattern problem. But I found that I was doing it, and if you can imagine a square where the corners aren't sort of out, that sort of sunk in, so that the sides sort of almost curving. That's what the sort of effect I was getting, and I wasn't liking it at all. And I checked and checked and checked, and it said I was doing the right thing, but then I noticed that all the corners from the center outwards to the outward corner, all the stitches seemed really, really taut, as though they'd been stretched. So, but all the other stitches in between were fine. They were sitting properly. So I think it's a me problem. I think I couldn't see any other complaints or issues anyone else had. But anyway, I'm going to show you the other cows and how I've got along with those. The first cow that I'm going to show you is my Helen Shrimpton cow. So this is part 2 completed. They're getting a little bit too big now for me just to sort of hold up to show you. So I'm going to have to start taking photos so that you can sort of see all of it, or almost all of it, in the screen, so you can get a better idea of what it is coming out like. Yeah, that's the right way around. For a minute I thought it was the wrong way around. It's coming along very nicely. I mean, with all Helen Shrimptons, she does her video tutorials, and she does the written patterns, and she does photo written tutorial patterns, sort of thing. They are just she is very, very thorough, and I've never really had an issue with any of her patterns. In fact, when I have had an issue, it's usually turned out to be a me issue. So that is number 1. The other one is the one we haven't seen yet, and that is the Universe in Bloom. Now, you can see there are 2 pictures here. On the left-hand side, you have these heart shapes that are sort of squared off into, I guess you would call it, if you turn it upside down, it's like almost looks like a house, with the pointed roof and the walls and then the flat bottom. So these were actually, doing one of these was considered to be what you needed to do to get your gauge. So you would make one completely, and then you measured it to make sure that you match gauge. Well, I never bothered doing that simply because blankets I don't worry about gauge, and if I run out of yarn, I just buy more. And sometimes I just tend to buy more to begin with anyway, just to make sure. So I've done my four of them because I knew that there were 4 needed for the actual blanket. I believe that these are somehow going to fit 1 in each corner of the blanket when we get to a certain stage or level. Not sure when that's going to be. So that's going to save me a little bit of time later on. So I went ahead and did that. But the right-hand side photo is actually just part 1 completed. And it does come with some other little parts, which I am going to show you because hang on, the other parts I can show you on screen because they're so tiny. But yeah, so let me just show you that, and that will be my updates. Okay, so that is my updates so far. So I'll show you what I mean, because these are a bit smaller. I can show you these upside down. See how they're sort of shaped a little bit like the outline of a house that we would draw as kids. But these are going to somehow be on the corners. Whoops, other way. Somehow be on the corners. Dear, I hate getting everything back to front. As you can see, it's a heart. This round is just all popcorns, all the way around. I don't mind doing popcorns. I've never had an issue with doing popcorns. But because it is very tricky, it did do my head in a little bit. I didn't have to do a lot of frogging, though, because of basically the way that Skepier's designer, who is Deidre, and I can never say her surname, I think it's Ulys, she did a brilliant job in breaking down each round, especially when you got to the bigger rounds where it's more complex. And so what she would basically do is you started in the bottom, and she would start by telling you how to do the corner. This is how you start the corner. And then she'd say, okay, that's corner 1 done. Then she'd say side 1. And then she would, in a separate paragraph, you would have exactly how to do side 1. Then she'd do corner 2, how to do corner 2, side 2, and so on and so forth. And the last round is not symmetrical. So she even tells you that. She says, look, it's not symmetrical. So, be aware of that. So she really makes you very aware of what's going on and how she's doing it. So it looks scary. It is not scary at all, I promise you. If you are not a very experienced, I wouldn't even say experienced, if you are not a intermediate beginner or beginner intermediate or higher, then I would suggest shutting down the televisions and radios or anything that might distract you, because you really do need to just think and count. And she says that in the instructions. Count, do exactly what it says, like section by section, instruction by instruction, and you will get there. She is very, very good at explaining everything. So the other parts of the cowl were these. We had to make 4 of these for part 1, and we had to make 8 of these. Now these are, we are told these are petals. These are small petals, and these are large petals. And where is it gone? So if you look at the actual piece, there's a dip here. So what is going to be happening, let me see if I can show you, is this will go there, the other petal will go there, and then this will go into there like that. So that's sort of how part 2 is going to proceed, and that will then fill in that gap and then give us sort of like a mound. So that's what's going to be coming in part 2, I imagine. I haven't seen part 2 yet. It's not dropped. But as soon as it does, I will obviously get straight onto it. So that is the update for the cowl, or the Tricalathon. I am still trying to find another pattern to work on for a third item. It's not going well, I'll be honest, but I will keep going because I do want to make 3. I do want to do a third blanket before the end of the year, and I've still got plenty of time to get a third one done, or third project. I do know that beginning of, where are we, November? Yeah, is it November? Oh goodness, I hope it wasn't October. No, I'm pretty sure it's November. Arno and Carlos, who are knitters from somewhere. Oh, goodness, where are they from? No, not Netherlands. Norway, maybe? Sweden? Somewhere around there. Anyway, every year they do a month-long KAL where every day they bring out a new part, and it's for a Christmas stocking. So I did think I would do that in November, but that's going to be knitted, and that's going to be every day, not every week. But I can still do that as well. So we'll see. I'm still looking. I haven't given up. I haven't given up hope. So that's all of the KAL updates. KAL updates, there's 2. And I'm really, really looking forward to this one coming together. I've got to admit, it is so bright and so colourful. And I'm so glad that Skeptiers have finally gone back to making blankets that do not require us to buy one of their colour kits, where they had all the mini balls, because to make one of those, it would have cost me almost 600 Australian dollars, and that wasn't happening, because they wanted you to have all these little colours, and, no, it just wasn't going to happen. So I'm glad that they've gone back to using people like Deirdre to make the designs. And she does a great job with her videos as well. Very, very easy to follow. So anyway, that's the lot for today, as I've already said a couple of times. Sorry, I'm waffling again. I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to say take care, everybody, and until next time, bye for now.
Hi, my name is Joey, and my mummy wants to know why you haven't subscribed yet. Come on, hit that button. Thank you. Bye.